everyone, welcome back, and today we are here with Jenn Ragan with Moody Candles. How are you today?
I'm really good. How about you?
Awesome, I'm great, thank you. I'm super excited to be here and learn how to make candles. I've never done that before.
It's really fun. It's my passion, you might say.
Oh, so we can start with you just telling us a bit about yourself.
Well, I'm a mom to twin daughters, and kind of around COVID time, I blew up my life. And in those like anxiety nights when you're like panic stricken, you don't really know where your next turn is, I had a dream, and Moody Candles was just laid out for me in the dream. And I was like, I'm going to try this.
Wow. Yeah. Oh my gosh, what was that like being, dealing with everything that was COVID and then having almost like an epiphany to pursuing that?
Yeah, you know what? I was so almost numb. Like, when you're just blindly following breadcrumbs, if you will. That's all I can really say about that. Like, it wasn't a high, it wasn't a low. I just had to figure it out and what worked and what didn't. And as I got going and people started gaining interest in what I was doing, then the high came and it was exciting. Yeah.
For people who don't know Moody Candles, can you talk about the business and its philosophy?
Yeah, Moody Candles is really about all things self-care and mental health. We just really believe in the power of your own rituals, and whatever keeps your mental health up, we support. And because of that, I donate $1 from every candle sold toward a mental health initiative.
Oh, wow. That's amazing.
Yeah, thank you.
Very sweet to hear, especially in a capitalist society that we live in, that everyone is always trying to make money. So.
Right? Yeah, I'm a soulpreneur, I guess. Like, my business is heart-led first.
Oh, I've never heard that term before. I really like that, though.
Thanks. It's a well-used term.
Yeah,
I didn't come up with it.
And that business that is your heart and soul, we're going to try out, I guess, the process that you do probably all the time.
Often. And I try just to stick to one scent in the house. Otherwise, it gets a little crazy in here. But as we discussed, you want to make Luxe, which is my personal favorite. And so we're going to go ahead and do that. So always to start, I clean the vessels, which I've pre-done. And we're going to make 3 so that we each get one today.
Thank you.
Yeah. So kind of what I like to start with is these here are wick clips. And I double wick my candles. I don't know if you noticed that. So each candle gets 2 wicks, and I just put them in the wick clips, and I kind of offset them. So this will be the left one per se. I'll offset it to the left side of the wick clip. And then I take the right one and offset it to the right. So then they look like that. They're a little bit offset. And then I'll show you what to do next, and I'll do the second one too.
Are these so these are wicks? Is this just wood?
These are wood wicks. Yeah, so they're all natural, clean burning. I really, really, really care about what goes into my candles. They're as non-toxic as possible. I get my safety data sheets. I spend more money on my ingredients, which is why my price point is higher than, say, like Bath and Body Works. Obviously volume too, but first and foremost, it's high quality, no compromise. That's how I roll.
Wow. But I think too, you're paying also for quality and supporting local, which I also think is super important.
I do support local as well. So at any given time, my company is purchasing off of 4 other Canadian-owned businesses. So I have like my printer guide just up the road, etc. So yeah, I'm really happy to do that too. Okay, so perfect. Now, so the perfectionist in me is gonna see the little strip there. I'm gonna turn this because I want it to look.
Ah, that's so fair.
So next up, we're gonna glue the wicks down because we don't want them just floating up, right, as the candle burns. That would not be ideal.
No, definitely not.
So I just put a glob, and I eyeball this. I just kind of put it up, tucked in the furthest corner, so you can see you kind of get like a little circle there.
Yeah.
And then I'll take this one, and then I'll do the same but the opposite end. So I'm going to tuck it lower so that they kind of offset each other. Okay, so see how they're kind of staggered?
Yes,
Yeah.
So with candle making, did you, before you had that dream of this is what I want to do, were you like an avid candle maker, or was it something that you learned for?
I never made a candle, but growing up, I had a neighbor who hosted Party Light. I don't know if you remember them, but they were like maybe like an MLM type of candle party. So like the Tupperware party, like, right?
Okay.
And so I was like the weirdo kid that saved my allowance for candy and candles. And my first candle I ever purchased was like this. It's a candelabra, and it was wrought iron, and it had like teal tea lights individually placed like a staircase.
Oh, wow.
And it was $45, okay? And I was 12, and that was a big deal. And then I think that just ignited my passion for candles. I always loved burning them. And yeah, so when I had that dream, I'm like, okay, I can make them. So I taught myself. I went on YouTube, and it's a very expensive mistake. But yeah, I got the hang of it, and I've been going ever since.
Wow.
Yeah.
Killing it ever since. Do you think this looks okay?
I think, you know what, we're going to fiddle, and I'll let you do that one too in case.
Are you sure?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You don't want to do it?
Okay. Okay, you know what? I'll do it. Okay. You know what happened is, okay, so I didn't tell you, there's a little bit of a lip there, so you want to be a little further down from the lip, but that's okay. It's still going to burn really nice. And I'm going to do my little trick.
Great.
Yeah.
My candle will have personality. It's okay.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. One thing about my company, too, that I haven't heard anybody speak about is where I develop my sense. Like I formulate and name everything based off of my own personal memories. So like Lux, for example, like you wouldn't know what that means to me, and you wouldn't necessarily know what's in the candle either. So I don't know. I feel like I'm a little unique that way.
That's so cool. Should we move on to the next?
We can keep going. Okay. So this is where you can do the work. I'm going to put this away.
Uh-oh. Just kidding.
Nope, it's all good. It's going to be the easiest part. So this is a coconut soy blended wax. So again, natural. And I think this wax is probably like the easiest to work with. And I just love it. It comes in like a very large 44-pound box. And it kind of looks like lard. I don't know if you bake, but you kind of cut it like butter or lard, and then just throw it in the melter. So,
wow.
To kind of wait for them to get to their optimal temperature to add the fragrance oil. You can't just necessarily add it in. Like there's a lot of science to it as well.
Do you have like a dream scent of candle that you are hoping to one day make, or you're like, if I could bottle this and it's a scent and put it in a candle, that's what I want?
Yeah, actually, one of my hair products, and I've been working on that for a while. I can't figure it out, but it's I don't know. When I figure it out, maybe I'll send you an email and I'll be like, I did it.
Please do.
Yeah.
Is it like a shampoo or?
It's a blow, like it's in my hair right now.
Oh, okay.
It's like a blow dry spray, I guess. And I can't even pinpoint like the most dominant scent out of it. Like I kind of get some chamomile. So you can go ahead and add, the oils. And when I do, I just kind of like to, you can go one at a time. Yeah. But I don't just dump it in. I kind of swirl it around so that it kind of helps me mix as I go. Because the way that wax is, it's more solid, right? So you don't want a pocket of fragrance oil trapped in the wax, which is why we're going to mix it really well too.
Gotcha.
Because that could also start a fire.
Oh, wow.
Okay, cool. Next. So here I just kind of like eyeball it. So these are 10-ounce vessels. So with wooden wicks, they crackle. So they sound really nice. Like if you just curl up on the couch with your favorite beverage and light it, I just find that I immediately can decompress and unwind and feel zen. And then the other thing about wooden wicks is once you've blown it out and you're done with it for the night, before you go to light it again, the easiest way I find is I just take it and flip it upside down and I just knock the debris off the wick over a sink, and then it's good to light again and you won't have that soot, the extra soot in the air. I don't know if you've noticed your candles at home, they're sooty or like really smoky. That's usually why you need to trim your wick.
And I know you said at the beginning that the business in its creation was kind of like following breadcrumbs. Mm-hmm. The name itself, was that just another breadcrumb that came to you in that dream?
Yeah, so specifically the name Moody, so whether that came from my subconscious or what, I've been often told I'm a moody girl. But for me, I see it as I just get the opportunity to make whatever I feel. So I have done custom pieces. I have done white label where you put your logo on my candle. I was working on one for this season, just a really beautiful, I want to kind of call it like a fire table. I don't have it to show you because it didn't turn out, but I'm determined for next season. Time. Yeah, next season we're going to have that rocking.
That's so cool. When I was reading online and when we have been speaking, you mentioned like the brand really being about people's self-care and their self-care rituals and whatever that looks like for them. What are some of your favorite self-care rituals and things that you like to do?
Yeah, so I think to have the most success at it, I always like to pick a day, right? So for me, it's Thursday. Why? You're like, because my kids get out of school early. So they get out at noon, and then that means that I can get everything I need done and then go grab them, come back, and then it's just me time. And it's as simple as putting on a candle with my tea and maybe going on TikTok for 15 minutes. Or I have like one of those LED masks, right? And I just really like to usually do things like on my body, whether it be a hair mask or a face mask. I love making like from the kitchen face masks. And
cool.
Yeah, I don't know, that brings me joy. But it could be as simple too as just going for a walk. It really depends on each day. I try to do one thing a day and then stick to like the more elaborate, like making an avocado mask for Thursdays.
If you could take Moody Candles like anywhere in the world, is there somewhere else you would want to take it?
Everywhere. I want to be everywhere. This summer I was focused on markets. I hadn't done a lot of them, so I wasn't really sure. It's a lot of trial and error, what works for you, what doesn't. Summer is also not candle season, right? So I met a lot of like really cool people along the way. And I had someone, well, 3 people this summer be like, oh my God, I know Moody. And I just like, I don't know. I was just so happy. I can't even put into words what that made me feel, just to have someone recognize my brand, my message, and tell me that they loved my candle.
What has been your biggest learning since starting this journey?
Patience. And I am not a patient woman. Yeah. Patience on so many levels. Yeah.
But I mean, hey, that's good. That's what you need, right?
I could do with less.
Fair.
I'm like, I would like it now.
Can you be done? Can you be the right temperature?
Do this now.
Go. Come on, guys. That's so funny.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm still like so intrigued.
Yeah. So you can see like it's starting to solidify on the top. And I think that's the best part about this wax for me, is it just like when it's done, the lines and edges around it just are so like smooth and white and creamy, and I don't know, it's just perfection for me.
And this you said was coconut soy, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Did you like dabble with a few different waxes before finding this one, or?
No, well, so no, I didn't dabble. I just kind of read about it, the properties of each wax. And then because I had seen other beeswax, like those are, 100% natural too, but they are yellow.
Yeah.
Yeah, naturally, of course.
Yes.
But I'm like, I don't really like how the finished product looks in my vessel. If I was just maybe going to take on like tapered candles, then maybe I wouldn't mind the color of them.
That's so fair. I think of like, because I've used like Burt's Bees products and all of them are like yellow.
Yeah.
So I imagine that it's not necessarily the vibe that maybe you're going for with these. Yeah.
No. So, yeah, I don't know. You'll see when it's done, you'll be like, oh, that does look really good.
Has it been a fun process of kind of developing the scents and putting all the like marketing pieces together too, of like deciding what you're putting your candles in and how they're going to look and all that jazz?
Yeah. I think when I came across this line, especially they're out east, they're in Ontario, I just thought it was clean and like minimalist, but still very polished. And also then I had the versatility of the color. So yeah, I have like terracotta and I think I was saying like a lavenderish color, and they've just done really well. Like a lot of people just look at it and go, oh, I love these matte, or this matte green vessel. So, and then the gold lids. So I love my gold lids, but I didn't account for the fingerprints. So like, when I'm out in public and everyone's grabbing and I'm like, oh, it looks so garbage now. So I think one day I'd like to invest in packaging so that everything's, very smooth and still reflecting what I like. And then I would do the lids as add-ons in the future. So if you wanted to purchase the lid separately, then you could. It would make it would take a lot of the work off of me to then polish like all the candles after.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
That's funny how things like that come up that you don't even expect, like
Yeah.
problems, but
Yeah.
maybe
It's a
not like the world's
very
worst.
little problem.
Yeah. But like, funny how things happen.
So when they're this size, this is the 10?
10 ounce, yeah.
How many do you make in one kind of go, one batch?
Minimal 12,
Mm-hmm.
minimal. And then, like I say, I try to stick to 1 scent,
Mm-hmm.
but it, sometimes it just doesn't work out that way. So then I have like all the doors. The thing is, in the winter, you need this to cool gradually. Otherwise, you can end up with pockets and all kinds of like messy stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You can fix it, but it's just kind of a pain in the butt. So you kind of want your room to stay the correct temperature. So often, like, I'll pour before I know someone's going to open the door and come in, or and then in the summer, of course, I can open the windows if I make more than 1 scent at one time. But in the winter, I'm stuck with it, so I try not to do that.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we don't live in a climate where you could just like set them outside. Maybe in
No.
like the spring.
Well, and I don't know, I wouldn't want the elements like a bird or...
yeah, that's
Right? And often too, like people, I have to put out like on Instagram, I'm like, hey, it's really hot outside, so don't leave your candles in the car, because people think, oh yeah, I just bought a candle and then I'm going to go run my errands and it's plus 30.
And it melts.
And then their candle, they left it on the side and now it's pouring out of the, like, they melt.
like it is wax.
hot and wax.
Kind of the point of the candle, guys.
Yeah. And then
That's
the
so
opposite
funny.
too, because our climate gets so cold. You're like today, for example, you probably have a busy day, so you're gonna have these candles in the car in the cold for a long time. So I recommend that when you get home, you just let it come to room temperature before lighting.
Right.
Good to know. What can happen if it doesn't come to room temperature?
You know what? I'm not really 100% sure. My first thought would be that perhaps you might just make it all cracked and whatever,
Yeah.
or worse, I don't know how cold these could get. Like, I mean, I've had them in my freezer and they've never cracked, because that's how I reuse my vessels. So
Nice.
yeah, so the easiest way is to put the vessel, because there's usually about 1/2 inch of wax. I just put the vessel in the freezer, and then I just take my little butter knife and crack it, and it just pops out.
Oh,
And then
nice.
I wash it, and I can reuse it. Or you can put a plant in it or whatever. I've
Yeah,
done
that's
that
so
too.
cute.
Yeah.
They're very nice. So I feel like it's at the stage now where if you like touched it or something, there would be like a dip in it.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna touch it. Don't
Right.
worry.
Okay.
That was just.
So I was going to elaborate too. So let's just say you got so excited that you maybe poked it or decided you wanted to cut the wicks, because we're going to have to trim them, right, to get the lids on. If it's done too soon, you could create a pocket. Sometimes if the temperature, like if it's not drying properly, there'll be like bubbles and just inconsistencies. So I've seen a lot of people like poke holes in their wax, or I don't know, they do funny things, but the long and the short of it is that I have kind of like a hand dryer, if you will, and you just kind of remelt everything and see how it lays again. So everything can be fixed. It's just, I like to be efficient and do things one time.
Not have to do the same thing and wait. Yeah. That's so interesting. Which makes sense. Luckily, though, that things can get fixed. It makes sense, though, if you think about it, like returning it to a state of liquid to then re-solidify. But with the pockets and things, could those... Oh, I guess you would have seen those, hey? Like when we were watching it.
Yeah, you
freeze?
can tell, like there'll be maybe a big bubble or just something that looks off. And yeah, they were great. They were perfect.
Just like us.
Yeah.
When you first experienced that, because I'm imagining you've kind of experienced it all, having been making them for so long and everything. What was your first thought? Like, was it like, oh my goodness, I can't fix this, or what do I do? Or
It was more like, oh, it didn't turn out, and how do I fix it? And then often I was like, I don't even care to fix it. Back to the drawing board. I did have a circumstance where I used too much oil and ended up with a fire.
oh no, hopefully a small contained one.
Of course.
Okay,
yeah,
good.
of course. But learning, right?
Yeah.
Like I initially I always try to tackle things off of intuition, and that's not always the best thing.
I think it's a good way to do it.
Yeah. Well, in the fire, no.
Fair enough. Maybe not with fire, but
Yeah.
you did solve the problem after it happened.
Yeah,
So.
I did. And but it was just interesting. I was like, oh, that's why that happened.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think it's cool though too, being able to, do things and make the mistakes in that way, because having that learning, sets you up for success in the long run, as well as with other people, passing the information to us of like too much of the essential oil and it will cause a fire, because I never knew that. And my thought would often be more stuff equals more scent, which is not the science behind it at all, as you mentioned.
Yeah, no. And also it's so important to test because not all, like essential oils especially, can be burned. Like there are some that are toxic. So you have to know what you're doing.
I guess, yeah, that would totally make sense, because some things are not supposed to be mixed with fire. And I don't remember what the chemical elements of fire are, but things can't always mix.
Yeah.
That makes sense. It's just like cleaning products. You can't mix certain cleaning products because then you can like pass out.
Have a reaction.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's exactly that.
You have to be educated. It's educated intuition.
Yeah.
Yeah. You mentioned the fire, I forgot the exact word.
Fire table?
Fire table
Yeah.
idea. What other things do you kind of have? Do you have anything else, I guess, percolating of things you want to do in the near future?
Yeah, just the collaboration with this woman that I met who makes her own essential oils. I'm hoping that this will work out. I don't want to say what it is, but
Totally fair.
the fire table and this specific candle, it's more for a ritual. So it's a very sacred candle, and I'm really excited for it. And it's like, I don't know, it's just a whole different branch from what I'm used to doing.
Wow, that's so exciting.
Yes.
That's also really cool, I think, how candles can be kind of everywhere in, different rituals in people's lives, from like something religious or ceremonial or even just self-care. Even like a birthday cake has a candle, you know what I mean? Like really go through all of life with one. So that's exciting that you can branch into kind of those different elements that they're involved in.
Yeah, I'm really excited for that.
Yeah, it'll be very cool. I'm excited for you. This is wild, everyone. Can they see the top of the candles?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you've seen it the whole time. This is also a really nice color.
Right?
It seems like, I think it seemed to me to be more yellow when we poured it than when it actually ended up here.
Yeah, here, I'll show you in here. So that's it.
Yeah, wow, that's cool.
So what was one of the first candles that you made? Like, what was one of the first scents?
The Dream.
Okay.
Yeah, The Dream. And that one is 100% essential oil. So the thing about essential oils is they are very pricey, right? And in a candle, they don't always burn strongly. So when I first made that, it was a blend of essential oils that I had diffused in my diffuser for many, many years. And I'm like, that's going to be my first candle. And it's called The Dream. and well, for obvious reasons. And so I made it, and I love it. I still have them, I burn them, but they're not as popular because they're mild, and most people want the candle that's, you know, filling up the room. And I will say that my candles don't necessarily do that either, because my stuff is higher quality, and so I'm not like the pump your house. And, you know, lots of people have their kids that the candle is going from their room way over there and they can smell it and they're like, blow it out. That's not me. So that's not me. If you're looking for that, that's not me.
I appreciate that so much, though. My sister has like a bunch of allergies, so like if you were to light a candle, she'd most likely, like depending on the scent, like she'd actually have an allergic reaction. But like my other sister loves candles, so it's like this balance of finding candles that work, but that aren't going to send my other one into like an asthma attack.
Yeah,
So
poor girl. Yeah. So back on the essential oils too, because that candle is 100% pure essential oil, you get therapeutic benefits off of it.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Whereas other candles that might have a mix of essential oil and fragrance oils, the therapeutic benefits are gone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That is very
So
cool.
Fun fact,
Yeah.
right?
Interesting.
Yeah.
That I guess just goes along with what we had mentioned before of like what you're putting in the candle and then breathing in through the air.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
smart to be smart with your purchases, and you can get the therapeutic benefits, which is so handy.
Yeah.
With your business and everything, what advice would you have for either aspiring business owners or candle makers?
I think I would say, I don't really know how to word this. Like, don't change the goal, change the path.
Oh.
Right?
Yeah.
So, you know, I went down a lot of paths that I thought were going to be really successful for me and pay off, and this is it. And I just ended up being used, or, you know, it didn't work out for whatever reason, right? And I also see that as protection for me too, right? Like maybe if I got into business with that person, it wouldn't have worked out for me anyway. So people often have a lot to say about your business or your decisions or whatever, and only you have to know. You don't need to explain yourself to anybody. You have your vision, and yeah, like I said, don't change the goal, change the path, and don't let anybody tell you that you can't do something.
I love that. That's, I think, a really great way of looking at it, because I think sometimes when goals seem very unreachable or overwhelming, people can kind of like divert back and change what they're doing or what they want to pursue. But thinking of it instead as, you know, don't give up on it totally, find a different way to get there. Like that seems like so much more digestible, at least to me. So thank you for sharing that. That's really cool.
Yeah, you're welcome.
And then similarly, like on advice, this is just like our favorite question to ask people, but not specific for business owners or candle making or anything like that. But what has been the best piece of advice that you've received throughout your life?
Throughout my life? Oh boy. So I don't know that this is necessarily advice, but I have found throughout my life I have earth angels. So these are complete strangers I've never met before in this life that I would recall. And they would just randomly come up to me and say, like, you have something. You're going to be so successful. Or just any words of encouragement. And it's happened enough times that I'm paying attention, right? And it's usually in the moments that I'm like, I suck, I'm quitting, this is it, right? Just random acts of kindness from people, usually in words, like just to keep going. Those are never the words, but it's like, you know, I've not seen this before, you have something, or you're, I don't know. So that's, I think, what my, again, it's not advice, but my pattern in life that keeps my flame burning.
Oh, that was good. See, you got it too. The tie back to the candles.
So cheesy.
I love it though. It's so good. And that's so beautiful. I think it's it can be such a struggle for individuals to take compliments and like actually hear them. And I think your example is like, not only you getting this words of encouragement from people, but actually having to listen to it. Because if you didn't, you know, we wouldn't be standing here right now. You might not have this amazing business and like space to offer people like their form of self-care, you know, but you did. You did listen to it. So listen to the earth angels, as you say. I really love that. Thank you very much for sharing that with us.
Yeah, thank you.
And yeah, thank you so much for having us in your space today and for talking with us. This was so much fun, and I'm excited for cutting the wicks.
Yeah, thank you guys so much for coming. It means a lot. And yeah, maybe I'll have you back one day when I figure out my next thing.
Yes, definitely.
Hey guys, just finished up at Moody Candles, and it was so much fun.
So much fun. I've learned so much about candles and candle making and like different wicks, and I knew it was complex, but I didn't realize how complex it was. Like, I didn't know you could like set a candle on fire if you put too much like essential oils, and it makes sense, but like also that's kind of crazy.
Yeah, Jen was so nice and she taught us so much. There's like such a science behind it that obviously there'd be science behind it, but we're just girls. We're literally just girls who did not think about the science behind candles, but it was so fun. Very therapeutic. I felt like super chill while we were just chatting with her and making the candles. So check out Moody Candles. We'll keep you guys updated with how our candle experience goes.
Yes, we need to wait 2 days because it needs to settle. That's what she said. So 2 days and we'll keep you updated.
Hey, it's the Bird Bound Besties here.
Do you want to be a guest on our show?
If you have a story that's worth sharing with the community, feel free to scan the QR code at the end of this video to be a guest on our show or one of the other amazing On Location shows that are available within Alberta and BC. So if you want to be a guest, scan the QR code.